Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I think audio is now good. Audio wasn't good before, but I think we're good now. What's going on, guys? Today we have a good texture. We have a simple image. This should be 30 minutes tops on stream, and then we should be done for the day. So we're doing oil cans. There was one that I saw that reminds me of the oil can I used to know. So it looks something like this, but it's not necessarily like this. It looks something like this actually, but it has an handle like so. So this is kind of what I am going for in terms of what this is going to look like basically. So I'm going to click into this and I would find a way to save that image and we'll set up for stream today. I'm looking at my phone on the side and I see that my OBS is still up, and that makes me know that I need to refresh this. I don't know why I keep doing this all the time. But let me know if you can see my actual screen right now. Okay, yeah. So that looks exact. So this is what I'm kind of going for. Something like this. So this is a vintage style of oil can. I think these days it's more modernized and maybe even leaning more into plastic. So this is what I'm going for. I'm going to, as a matter of fact, save this. Right? I already have the texture saved, but I'm thinking of generating a texture of this one too, because this one looks really good. And I like the rusty look. But let's go with what we have. Next up, I'm quickly going to go into Blender and start up what we have for today. So I already have those two files downloaded. I'm going to go into download and what? Wow. I'm going to go into download and let me just grab. I think I'll grab this first. We have that to model, and then I'll use this to texture. So we're going to use this for modeling, and yep, let's go on. I'm going to bring in a cube and GZ up to the surface, basically. So I'm going to SY and a Z on that, and I think this is about the height of what the scan is going to look like. So I'm going to SY a little bit, and from what we can see, I mean, we're going to have to apply scale, and then we have to isolate this and then bevel, just like so. Right, that's cool. I'm going to right click, shade, auto smooth, and right here I would have to insert, right, and then extrude on the Z a little bit, just like so. Easy does it. Something I want to do is make sure these are connected properly. So I'm going to J on this, and I'm also going to J on this. So all of this information, I'm going to right click and bring origin to geometry. Oh, that's not where geometry is, bro. Origin to, let's do 3D cursor, and I can flip and then flip. So I can easily apply that mirror, and we have it on just one side though. That's not good. So what I want to do also is mirror to this part so we can add loops easily across the model. Next up, we would see that there is a small extrusion on this side. I want to capture that, so I can do something like this, extrude, and maybe I want to even start bringing in bevels to these things, just like so. Right. Yep, bevel. That's cool. I'm going to right click this and flip, apply that mirror, and then I'm going to bring this around here, add more loops. I'm going to select this part, and this is where we're going to create the cover. So the cover looks like so. I have to insert. I need to check if this stream is still working. Hey, God, I beg. Am I even here? Are you guys hearing audio? Okay, audio is good. Let me check network strength, because I really like how the stream is going. Okay, network strength is good, but not so strong. I'm going to select this, maybe probably subdivide a little more, and then I'm going to turn that into a circle, scale that down, and I would have to extrude on the Z, right? And then right here I would bevel, right, and then extrude out of the normals like so. Right here I'll select this, Shift D, separate that selection, and I'll use this to create the cover. So the cover is going to look something like this. I'll first of all just extrude on the Z, make sure I kind of get the average height. I want to add more subdivisions to this, because you see these ridges, they are a lot more than this subdivision. I think even more than this. I'm going to subdivide again, and I think right about here is an ideal size for those grooves, basically. So yeah, this is cool. To model this cover, I'm going to select this part, GZ, bring that down here. I would select this part and then extrude these normals. Then right here I'll bring this up here, and I can add in 2 cuts, basically top and bottom. I can extrude out, right? Then this part I'm going to extrude outward once, and then I'm going to do check out the select, and then I'll extrude again. So looking at these grooves, looks small still, like this is really small, right? So I want to undo all of that, keep that top plane, and then I can add in a holding loops for all of this, because I want to add in another subdivision. So I can have holdings up to this place, hold that bevel. I'm going to add a subdivision and it holds. I can apply that subdivision, and then you see this top, I can dissolve that edge, GG, up to this point, select these faces. Then I will check out the select. No, I'll first of all extrude along normals, then check out the select, and then extrude slightly again. So that's cool. Right up top here, it looks like this is a bit too much. So I'm going to GZ, bring that down to this point. So that's cool. Right around here, I would ES, and just fill. I would select this, bevel, and extrude along the mouse. That's twice, but I think I'm okay with it just being once. So this is cool. I'll shade auto smooth, and then I want to add in bevel to just that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Still, oh my god, I was about to rap Dre Day, but yep, that's cool. For this, why? Okay, for this I'm going to select loop, select that loop, select this, and then I'll bevel, right? Can add in a sub D to tighten that up. and that's cool. Then we go on to the handle. The handle looks like a welding actually, so I don't have to generate from yeah, I don't have to generate from the other mesh, so I can just bring it in. I'm going to bring cube, scale that down, SX, GZ, and then these two edges here, I'll just delete those edges. So that's fire actually. I'll apply scale, select, and I'll bevel this to be rounded off, and then I can SX. Right here, I would bevel up until the edge, and then here and here will be selected, and I will extrude along the mouse. So that's cool. Right around here, I'll bevel, and then I also want to extrude this like so. So that's fire. I'm going to add in sub D, see what I can make round, see what I can. For example, this I feel like should be merged at last. I can flip to this side first of all, and then flip on the Y. So I think these two should be merged at last. Apply that. Let's bring in sub D, see what that's like. That's better. Shade auto smooth. I think we're going to just start. Hey, whoa. I was about to say harden. I don't know where this accent is coming from. We're just going to start adding golden loops. Right here, I think we need one around here. Bevel. That's cool. I'll flip. Accept, flip, accept. Bring in sub D, but that bevel wasn't right. Bevels, they're good. Bevel should be here. Should that be a bevel, or let's see, or a main crease? Ooh, better bring out that lighter because still need that light. Okay, so let me undo. That's good. Then I think I'm going to just make adjustments from here. Move these backward a little. Shade auto smooth. What's this? I'm going to undo all of this actually. So all right. So I'm going to go into texturing. Let me see what time the stream is on. 18 minutes, and stream strength looks good. So I'm going to apply a new texture. I'm going to go to UV editor and select our texture generated with Gemini. And then I'm going to connect this. And right here, I would project from view. I'm going to add some more loops. Okay, that's cool. On the top is going to be some kind of a rusted metal texture. So I'm going to select the entire top like so. Right. Um, right here, adding a new texture. Going to assets. I'm going to change this to metal, and then I'll add this here. That's a rusty metal. Let's see what it looks like. Maybe I need to cube project this. That's cool. I need to add one more holding loop here. So that top look really rusty for how the body look. So I think that body is also going to have a rustic treatment. Okay, so that's cool. How do I bring rust into this thing now? I think one way I can do it is separating with a noise texture, right? So we already have this material rigged onto this. Now to bring in a rusty color or texture, I want to mix these two together. And what's going to go into the factor is kind of a noise texture, right? So the next texture is going to vary between this white and maybe a rustic brown or something like this. So I'm going to run the noise into this, and we're going to be looking at two different textures, right? I'm going to bring in a color ramp to increase the contrast on that. And the black and white mask we're going to create, the white part is going to allow the rust to come through, and then the black part is going to allow the main texture come through. That's the main lubricant label come through. So just want to create good contrast. I think my scale is a little bit off. I don't know if it needs to be higher or lower. Let's see. It needs to be higher. And then maybe a bit more detail and maybe a bit more roughness too. So let's see what this looks like, and then we'll just adjust on the go. So this is what it looks like. The rustic material seems to cover the whole thing. So I need to drag my contrast to make the impact of that maybe a little lighter. So something like this. That's cool and sort of matches the aesthetic of the top one. I really like what this model is looking like. So up next, I want to go into render view, see what that looks like in real time. Let's use sky texture. Okay, not bad. I think contrast on this needs to be tighter. That's one. Then we need a bump on this. So the bump we're going to use is this same one. I'm going to run this into the normal and then bring in the bump node. So the bump node, I'll switch to the height and let's see what that looks like. Bump. Okay, this bump is really strong, so I'm going to make it even stronger, see what that looks like, and then I think I should go to the final one before I start thinking about how I'm going to adjust the strength. So the strength for me needs to go down like so, just a smidge. That's cool. I think I need this to be less rough, maybe a little brighter, and yep, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what time we're on. Let's see. This is a 24-minute stream, and yeah, it's good. We got what we want in like a short amount of time. It's a win in my book. I'm going to come over, look for oil can, and then have that done. This is day 79. I'm going to save that. Day 79. And day 79 is going to be oil can. So this is saved. I also want to pack all of that resource, but I also want to shift DY. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know if you guys are still, I think I want to generate more textures like this, right? Let me try. Kindly generate the same for this. So we want to get one more texture. I said one more. Yeah, one more texture. Want to upload that on Blender. So we might have like 3 different textures just for this. Yeah, that's what I think I want to do. After this one, I probably want to generate one more, so they're just 3 different sets. I don't know if people are still on stream, but yeah, we're just gonna keep it pushing. This I will download, and let me just type, can you generate another option that isn't any of the above? So that's downloaded. I need to plug that into Shift DX. This, I'm going to go to the material part, make that different, and then I'm going to upload something different for this. Whoosh, I shouldn't have packed that file actually, but it's cool. Dun, 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 dun. Da 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 dee 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 dee. Can be today night. All right. So we have one. I feel like for this, I want to vary the this thing. The saturation is too much on this compared to the can top itself. So I'm going to drop saturation on this. Yep, it matches better. I said I wanted to vary this, so maybe I'm going to increase the scale just to make it a different variation on this can. So I can shift DY, repeat that. I think Gemini should be done generating one more by now. Let's see. Oh my god, no. So I think it's just two we're doing tonight. That's it. Yep, I'm going to pack texture again, and that is it, guys. We're done. Catch you guys tomorrow. So yeah, that was about it, guys. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one.